Are you an aspiring author or someone who always dreamed of publishing your own book? Or maybe you heard about Amazon KDP but you don't know where to start. You are in the right place. Welcome to this complete guide of how you can get started with Amazon KDP for beginners. In this guide, I'll guide you through every step of the process, from creating your Amazon KDP account to publishing your very first book. For those new to Kindle Direct Publishing, the entire process might seem overwhelming, but don't worry. This video will cover everything you need to know, and there's an easy to follow steps, making it simple for you to get started with your journey process. Many people pay for expensive courses to learn what I'll be teaching you today for free. Whether you're looking to publish a novel, a children's book, or even an actual journal, this tutorial will equip you with all the knowledge you need to success in Amazon KDP. In the description below, you'll find a list of all the steps and section covered in this tutorial. Feel free to jump into the specific part if you're looking for something specific. So without further ado, let's just jump into the world of Amazon KDP and your publishing journey.
So as you can see, we are now inside my Amazon.com section. You can see here is a title that we have just published, and this is a digital version. So we're going to cover it totally from scratch. I'm going to cover from the idea, covering from the design of the wallpaper, and the creation of the actual PDF file, or in this case, the edition of a Kindle. So to get started, the very first thing I wanted to do, of course, is to create an actual account. So we're going to cover every step, including, as I just told you, the brainstorming of your booking ideas, writing the formatting, creating a book cover, and finally publishing and promoting your book into Amazon. So the very first part to get started, first of all, is to understand Amazon KDP. So the Amazon KDP, or the Kindle Direct Publishing, is a platform that allows anyone to publish and sell their books into Amazon, into both as an ebook or as a paperback format. It's free to use, and Amazon takes a small commission from your book sales. So creating an account is going to be really easy. You need to go directly into Kindle Direct Publishing, and of course it's going to be asking you to create an account with an Amazon account. If you don't have an Amazon account, you don't have to worry about it. Just click into the section that says Join KDP. Inside Join KDP, it's going to be asking you to add a name, an email, a passcode, and re-enter the passcode. So it takes you time to fill all this information, and then what you can do is to just go for continue. Once you have access to your Kindle Direct Publishing, you might be having now access to the dashboard. So let's understand a little bit more about the dashboard. This is where you can manage all the aspects of your book publishing, from creating the titles to tracking sales. So taking a quick tour, for example, you have the bookshelf. Into the bookshelf, you can create, manage, or publish existing titles from your books below. This is the part where you can just start importing all your files here. This is not a place to start writing. This is just to import all your stuff, all your design, your manuscript, PDF files, and much more. And here what you can do is to add your price, where you want it to sell, in what part of Amazon. Here are all your actions. You can promote and advertise. You can add an existing paperback, create one paperback or one hot book, and depending if you wanted to save a more drafts and much more. And you can just go into the upper side and now go for the reports. The reports can be telling you absolutely everything about your dashboard. For example, how many people check out your royalties, your orders, your key and NP read from today, from yesterday, from this month, and much more. Of course, we haven't had absolutely anything here because we have just created like really basic, easy, and uninterested files here. So we're gonna start creating something really interesting today. So now that we are inside the section of the reports, I can tell you there's more stuff to know a little bit about. For example, the royalty estimator. The royalty estimator can be helping you to check out, estimate in a single currency of your choice. And of course, it's going to be really important to choose how much money would you like to earn. For example, let's go for USD, and I go for submit. Here's my royalty estimator. For example, assuming here that the selling is, of course, based on my exchange rate, if the book enrolls in the KDP, how much I can be able to earn so far. So from all my books, I have my royalties into ebooks, the printing, the kin, the total royalties, and everything is USD. Now to the Kindle Bella, this is another dashboard that can be telling you how would you like to get started writing your story, right? Because the actual Kindle bells, like for example, everything about yourself as a bio artist and much more elements to that. Now the last thing is this statement where you can check out your payments, the reports, and even some survey analyzer to check out how well you are moving on here into Kindle Direct Publishing. Next, we have the community section. The community tab is going to be helping you to understand what others are publishing and more topics, for example, about marketing, about Amazon, payment, the post of the author, the publisher, the formatting, about your account, managing your books, and much more elements. We have even recent activities that can tell us, for example, how to fix table of contents, official FAQs, hardcover markers not going through. So there's a lot of contributors that can be helping you to, just in case you have any questions there, you can just check out here the support section. And even they have much more stuff into the marketing elements. Now the marketing is like, for example, there's another tool that can be helping you to improve a little bit more your titles, and you can use Amazon ads, you can use the Author Central, AI content, run a price promotion, nominate your ebooks, and marketing resources. So nominating an actual book can be helping you to, of course, get a few rewards and much more stuff. And lastly, of course, you have into the upper side your account, the English to help out the site out, and some feedbacks. So now that you understand the dashboard of the Kindle Direct Publishing, let's start with the idea generation and the market research. So brainstorming tools, the first step is coming up with a book idea. So think about your passions, expertise, or any niche topics you are interested in. If you're unsure, you can try brainstorming tools like the mind maps or idea generators. So I can go for a new tab, for example, let's go for book idea generator. You can see that there's a lot of applications where you can use it. For example, the chapter lead, there's a story spark, there's the read see, there's a plot generation, Junior, and much more. So we have used Story Spark before. I can tell you that it's not that hard to use this application because it's going to be helping us to, let's say, personalize stories and try it totally for free. So usually what we do is to try to focus into just one niche. What I do is to open a new tab and look out for the Google Docs. You can just do it into one Microsoft Doc or any place where you can just write it down your notes. I'm going to start with a blank document. And into this blank document, what I'm going to be doing here is to just go for the untitled document. Let's go for my Amazon KDP book number 4, because this is my book number 4 idea, right? So usually what we do is to start from the title, the subject, and what is your actual deal about. Now that I have the place where I'm going to be writing down all my ideas, I can use some other tools that can be helping me to understand how I can fill as much information as I can possibly can. For example, the ChatGPT. Now the ChatGPT is a place where you can just get started and help you, of course, to generate a lot of stuff. And of course, it's going to be helping you to do a lot of things. So for example, here I have the message in ChatGPT. So let's say I want to create a KDP Amazon book. So help me so I can fill all this information into my document, right? So ChatGPT can be helping me to get started with my planning of this book. For example, I have the niche category, the niche interested, evaluate your marketing, documenting your book specification, title ideas, subtitle ideas, author name, niche category, book description, target audience, plugged content outline, book linked, format, cover design, and much more elements. So I'm going to take all of this information so I can paste it into this file. Usually, this is going to be helping me to understand what exactly I'm going to be doing with my first book. If you already have an idea, well, you can skip this part and you can take your idea so you can start filling all the details. So I can fill all this information into my document, right? So ChatGPT can be helping me to get started with my planning of this book. For example, I have the niche category, the niche interested, evaluate your marketing, documenting your book specification, title ideas, subtitle ideas, author name, niche category, book description, target audience, plugged content outline, book linked, format, cover design, and much more elements. So I'm going to take all of this information so I can paste it into this file. Usually, this is going to be helping me to understand what exactly I'm going to be doing with my first book. If you already have an idea, well, you can skip this part and you can take your idea so you can start filling all the details. Now, there are tools that can be helping you to understand how to find the right niche and the really great successful stuff into Amazon KDP. For example, there's the Publisher Rocket that can be helping you to find out tools to optimize your book listing, and of course do a lot of stuff here inside the Publisher Rocket. You can do this and try it out for free for the next 30 days. I'm going to have the link down below in the description so you can check this out risk-free. Another tool that can be helping you to get started and finding the best niche for yourself and great categories ideas is Amazon itself. So inside Amazon, you can just go directly here into all the categories and look out for the Kindle e-readers and ebooks. So you have all the Kindle elements here. You can focus into the Kindle store and look out for Kindle books, for example. So into the Kindle section, what you can do is to look out for example, the best sellers. Into the best sellers, you can check out the categories that are really doing really well inside here. For example, you have the Fourth Wing, the Bonus, a Bridesmaid on the Cover, Natural Selection, a short story, Delicate Escaped, Housemaid, the Lost Bookshop, and of course you can see there's much more. Through the Menace, The Promise Tomorrow. Even this can be helping you to check out titles and images that you can use for your design of your cover. So with that in mind, I think that I have something interesting to check out here. So for example, with all of these ideas that we have just started to use here, even with the ChatGPT, we have created something interesting. For example, the concept to be the Fox and the Rabbit. We are into the genre of the drama, romance, and novel. So themes are something, for example, love, deception, pursuit, identity, and some power dynamics. So you can just fill your plot summary, your character development, for example, here's the character A, the character B, supporting characters, key plot points, rising actions, climax, falling actions, resolutions, themes to explore, some settings, for example, settings that reflects the personalities and background of the Fox and the Rabbit, places that represents key moments in the relationship, title interpretation, and much more stuff. So with that in mind, I think that we are now ready to get started with the actual starting of the market. So once you have the idea, and it's crucial of course to research that market. So we can go back into Amazon, and here what you can do is to browse some categories similar to your idea. We can look out once again into the bestseller, but we can look out here into the bestseller looking out for something specific. So for example, here I have now the Kindle ebooks, but what I can do is to look out for something much more attractive. So inside categories, you have art and photography, business and model, comics, graphic novels, biographies, memories, cards, and much more. So we are going to be looking out for something related into our category niche. For example, romance. I click on it and I have exploring of the romance. So I have this titles. It ends with us, it starts with us, beating heart, the bonus, the ailing, broken. So check out the For You section, check out insights into what readers are looking for, keywords. You can check out more keywords, of course, that are essentially for books' accessibility into Amazon. So we can use tools like the Amazon search bar, Publisher Rocket, and free keyword tools to find relevant keywords to your book's title and description. So this might be taking a little bit of time, but trust me, this should be really great when it comes to getting your first downloads using Amazon Kindle. Once you have filled all of this information, then we can start writing and formatting your manuscript. So the writing software I'm going to be using is the Google Docs. So into the Google Docs, I have no formatting. You don't have to worry about the format. Just focus into just filling as much information as you possibly can. Speak about your chapters, everything. So just choose a writing tool. So now you have this idea and starting writing, we can use Google Docs, but you can use Microsoft Word, you can use Scrivener, you can use whatever tool you want to. These tools will help you to draft, edit, and organize your manuscript, but everything should be done into another application, so you don't have to worry about the formatting. Just focused into what matters most, which is all the content of your book. So set up your manuscript. Before you begin, it's important to set up your manuscript correctly. So KDP has some specific formatting guidelines, including the margin, font size, and much more. So for that, we're going to be focusing on an application created by and for the Amazon Kindle, and this one is called the Kindle Create. So Kindle Create can be helping you to format all your manuscripts, so you don't have to worry about anything here into Google Docs. So you can download this application of the Kindle Create while you are doing your manuscript, or if you have your manuscript into, let's say, a notebook, or you wanted to transpose all this information directly here into Google Docs, you can do it. So once you get started and finish as much information as you possibly can, then we can just go back directly here into Amazon. So I'm gonna just go here and start by filling as much information as I possibly can. For example, I have the title, I have the subtitle, I'm gonna go for the plot, my genre, and the themes. So I'm gonna select all of them. I'm gonna go for normal text, and this is my heading number 2. So as you can see, I have now just get started with my book with my title, a subtitle, a plot, a full genre, and my themes. So with this information, I can just understand how I can get started with my actual book. So even though I have all this information now, I can move on into my chapter number 1. And I paste all of my information about my chapter. So as you can see, I have nothing formatted here. I have just check out what is important here. For example, the normal text, you can change this for a subtitle, and everything is just right directly into it. So this is going to be really important when you create your PDF file. So you can see I have my chapter number 1, and I have everything about the paranoia of my character, what exactly is this all about, his daily routine, and so much more. So what I can do now is to just move on into the next chapters and fill all my Kindle ebook. So take your time to fill as much information as you possibly can. I am not going to be focusing a lot into the actual creation of your manuscript. This is totally up to you. Let's just skip right ahead when you've finished all your actual booking stuff. So for the purpose of this tutorial, what I just did is to have 3 full chapters, and actually they are really quite summary. So what I'm going to be doing here is just to copy all this information, and of course I'm going to try to duplicate this file. So I'm going to go here into File. I'm going to look out for the option that says Make a Copy. Inside Making a Copy, I have the manuscript of my book. So let's go for Amazon KDP, and you go for the title, in this case, The Fox and the Rabbit. So I make a copy. And now, since I have the copy of this ebook, what I can do is now to delete the part of all of this section. What I just do is now to focus into what matters most, which is my content. Now I'm going to select all of those elements, I delete it, and we can just go straight ahead into the chapters. So now that I have my chapters here, let's assume that this is my whole manuscript, my whole booking, my whole information, right? So let's move on into the next step, which is designing your book. So I'm going to go here into File. Let's go for Download. What I can just do is to download your book as a PDF document. But before we can just focus into that, we can just leave this as it is and go into the designing of your book. So we can use your book cover with Adobe Spark, with Canva, and much more. But first of all, you wanted to talk about the good cover coverage. So your book cover is the first thing potential readers will see. So it needs to be eye-catching and professional. You don't need to be a design expert, but these are tools that can be helping you to get started. For example, we can use Canva. Into Canva, there's a lot of templates you can use totally for free, and you don't have to start totally from scratch. So if I am here into Canva with even a free account, here into search your content into Canva, just type the word ebook and go for a search for ebook. And you might be seeing that there's a lot of templates you can use to create your very first design of your booking. So you have Canva template, and you can just look out for what matters and what's more interesting for you. So for example, you have stuff about under the sea, there is business of course, adventures, marketing, about food, and a lot of stuff. So you can take your time and choose one design that resonates with your branding, with your genre, with the theme, or what you're actually trying to have. But what I can show is just to try to look for something that is related to what you're seeing here. For example, I see that there's a lot of red colors, there's a lot of purple, there's a lot of rose stuff, pinky stuff. So take your time to look out for which one is really interested. And with that in mind, I think what we can do is just start creating an actual Canva design. So for this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using one Canva design, of course, inside Canva. So what I'm going to be doing here is to once again look out for one title that can resonate with what I'm trying to look here. Let's go, for example, here, Best of the Self-Cup. I select it. And as you can see, if you select one template, what you can do is to look out for more related content. For example, this one. And down here have more related into what I'm seeing here. So you can look out for one that resonates with what you like, what you're seeing here, or what you can do is to just start using that information as well. So what I'm going to be doing here is just to look out for something really easy. For example, let's say that I just look out for the design like this and go for customize my template. Once I have here into the customize of the template, you now have access directly into the designer of the Canva. If you haven't used Canva before, you don't have to worry about it. This is actually going to be really easy to use the application. For example, what you're seeing in here, this is like a preview of how it's going to be looking at your design. Into the left part, we have here elements that can be helping you to organize your content and your design. So here into Designs tabbed, we can see they have all the designs created. You can start creating much more if you want to. If you click here into elements, there are elements that we can use, delete, add, or modify when we check out here our content. For example, we can use shapes, we can use graphics, artificial intelligence generation, we can use stickers, there are photos, videos, audio, charts, table frames, and much more stuff. Now into the text, we can just add different text default styles, or what you can do is to have some predefined font combinations, so you can just click in them and just go nuts and try to look out for more stuff there. Now the branding, of course, is something we're not going to be focusing a lot on that because there are brand templates, for example, specific logos, colors, and much more, so just don't focus in that. Uploads are where you can just check out your images, your PNG files, all the stuff that you can just upload manually from your computer. In the draw section, what you can do is to draw literally here into your preview design. In this case, I'm going to be focusing a lot on that. The projects, of course, are our stuff, and application that can be helping you to look out for a more feature element, of course, to modify with more tools. For example, there's the AI presentations, the generation of avatars, Mojo AI, DALL-E, Soundtrack, avatars, and much more. So with that keep in mind, we can just start to create our design. What I love to do using the actual Canva is that we have the artificial intelligence image generator. The intelligence can be helping us, of course, to create stuff totally for free, totally original and authentic. And of course, we don't have to be a graphic designer. For example, here, my story is about one poetry artist that, let's say, gets to know this girl that is an architect. So what I can do is to use that information to create one really easily descriptive. For example, here to describe what you'd like to create. So let's try with something really easy. For example, let's say a hand, something really easy, right? Now, if I scroll down, I have different styles. Since this is an Amazon KDP, I am not going to be using a photo or filmic style. I'm going to try with something much more like animation style. So for example, we have the vibrant, long exposure, moody, daylight art, dreamy, and much more. Let's try with anime style. And here into the aspect ratio, let's go for the portrait. So I generate the image. Usually as a free account, you have to up to a little bit more than 100 generation for free monthly. But if you have a Canva Pro element, you have much more stuff. So you have the link to down below in the description if you want to check out the Canva Pro availability totally for free for the next 30 days. So as you can see here, we have 4 different generations that we can use for our cover design. So as you can see, this is the element here. So as you can see, this is like the building, and I think that we can try with something different. For example, let's go back, let's go for a building, made of books, which I think can be looking a little bit much more easier, and a sunset. So if there's one image that you like, or let's say that it's a little bit what you're actually looking for, what I can totally recommend you is select that, go for the three dots and go for generate more like this, so you can have more images related into what you are just seeing. So I know that this is a building, but if you, let's say, looked at a little bit much more interesting, that you can see that there's much more stuff to look at. For example, these are more books, and this booking, let's say for example to get more results though. So now that I do have the one image that I can like, what I can do now that I have the variations, what I can do is now to fill much more stuff. For example, let's say that I select my image, right? I'm gonna just leave this as it is. I'm not gonna scratch, make this bigger. I'm gonna just leave this like this. I'm gonna put this into the center part, and once I finish it, let's go directly here into edit my image, and here into edit your image, let's go directly into Magic Expand. So I have the free form. Let's go for the whole page in Magic Expand. This is gonna be having analyzed everything we are using into this design, and I'm gonna be expanding outside the outline of my image. So once again, this is something that only works with the Canva Pro account, so you might want to take that in mind when you create this kind of stuff. So you can see we have 4 different versions of it, so select the one that best suits for you, and if you liked it, let's go for done. There we go. Now I'm gonna hit directly here into position. I'm gonna go for the layers, and I'm gonna delete the things that I do want or do not want to see. For example, I'm gonna select this element, I delete it, and delete, and I delete. So the story of chasing dreams, I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more to the upper side. And here, even what I can do is to use ChatGPT and go here for the message. Let's say, give me a short subtitle for the book cover for this story, of course. So a journey of hearts when love and ambition collide in pursuit of passion and connection, where destiny meets desire, love's unexpected path. So less cheesy, right? So that's what the ChatGPT helps us to do, and you can try to be as descriptive and detailed as possible so ChatGPT understands what you're actually aiming for. So between ambition and affection, finding what matters. Between ambition and affection, let's go and copy it, and I'm gonna paste it, of course, here into Canva. There we go, and center it. And now here, just name yourself. And now into the upper side, what you wanted to do is to go for the title. So I go for the fox, the rabbit. So as you can see, it's not that hard to create an actual design of a book cover. So try to make this as important and as attractive as you can possibly can. Try to look out for this book cover, let's say really tiny, and if you can see that this one is attractive, then you can focus and go into publish. If you don't, then what you can do is try it out, changed more titles, changed the colors, change the fonts and whatever, to try to look out for different ideas. When you've ready, then what we can do is to move on into the next step. So now that you have your design created, what we can do now to move on into the next step, which is of course figuring out how to upload your manuscript and your cover, and it's just a minute. So before you can finish with uploading this element and having your files to upload it directly into Amazon Kindle, let's first of all go directly into Amazon Kindle Publishing Direct. So inside here, you can just go directly into the open side, says create. And inside create, you can see this going to be asking you, what would you like to create? A Kindle ebook, a paperback, a hardcover, or a series page? In here, I'm going to focus for Kindle ebook. I click on it, and now you can see they have the language, the book title, the series, and contributors, description, publishing rights, the primary audience, the primary marketplace, the categories, keywords, and the pre-order. So take your time to fill as much information as you possibly can. Let's go here for the book title. Let's go for the fox and the rabbit. Now inside the categories, what you want to do is to make sure that you have to choose the right section. So for example, if I am here into my category, romance, and I have subcategory, of course. For example, romantic suspense, historical romance, holidays, and paranormal stuff, and much more elements. So here into the playlists, let's go for down here. I have romantic comedy. I have time travel, later in life, erotica, fantasy, general, collection and anthropology, amused. So try to look out for something related into what you're actually looking for. For example, romantic suspense. Let's go for small town romance. For example, I think this was one of the best category placements selected, and go for save my category. Now into my keywords, we can go and choose up for 7 keywords highlighting my book's unique traits. Now the keywords are short phrases of up to 50 characters that are customized and customers use to narrow their book search of Amazon. For example, if they look out for medieval fantasy books, if you have that element here into the keywords, you are ready now. Now to enter the Kindle Storyteller content, we will need to add the keyword Storyteller UK 2024. So I'm going to just use it. Now, usually we have the how to choose the right keywords. Now, Amazon says that the keyword are search term customers will use to find a specific type of book. This can be a broad or specific depending on the audience you're marketing to. So think about how a reader will describe your book and turn those into keywords. All the keywords must relate to your book and should follow our guidelines. And if you are thinking what I'm actually thinking, yes, we can do it so with the ChatGPT. Give me 7 keywords to help find my book on Amazon. And it's going to be giving me the best keywords to add them. So contemporary romance, modern love history, you can just define if you like these keywords and if you don't. What I think that is not going to be that useful is the Mexican City romance, because we are actually not looking to talk about only Mexico, right? So let's go for urban romance, self-discovery novel. You can look out for a romantic drama. And really important, I think this is one of the best keyword researchers, which is the career and loved. Now, ready to release my book now or make my Kindle ebook available for the pre-order. So we can make this to be released by the end of September, for example. I must submit the final version of my pre-order title before September 2026. Let's go for saved and continue. This is, let's say for example, if this is not the final version of your book and you're just gonna upload a draft, right? Now I have the manuscript. So I have the DRM to enable unauthorized access to copying of data content digital files. And if I have a file I would like to upload at this time, you can just do it. So if you don't have the manuscript, go for no, I will upload the file I want to customers to receive later. So before the submission below. In this case, we already have the manuscript. Let's go for yes, I have a file I would like to upload at this time. By this moment, you should now be having the Kindle create. So once again, you have the link to download in the description to get started. So you can download it for PC or for Mac. Once you download it here, open Kindle Create. Now in here, let's go for create a new and go for select. Now as you can see here is the format of the manuscript for your file. You can choose of a print replica if this is a comic, or if this is an adjustable for novels, essays, poesy, biographies, and much more. So go directly in them and look out, of course, for continue. Now here have the title of the book. Let's go once again for the fox and the rabbit, the name of the author, and lastly the editor. This could be your name as well if you wanted to, but in my case I'm going to just leave this as it is. Now it's going to be asking us to add a doc file, docx file, or an RTF file. So if you don't have this file, let's go here into Canva. I'm going to look out, of course, for my manuscript first. Go for the file section, download, and you can see that here's our docx file. You can have a rich text format if you wanted to, but I can suggest it to more do it so with Microsoft section. So let's go here for import now. And what I need to do, of course, is to look out for my manuscript. Now here it is. I select it, and I go for open. Now what's happening here is that the file is now being transformed into the actual Kindle formatting, so we can make sure that it's going to be looking great, such as the title, the introduction, and absolutely everything right there. So let's go now for continue, the first steps. And as you can see, here is the name of my chapter. So you can see automatically understood that I have 1, 2, 3 chapters. So I can go for accept selection. And as you can see, here is chapter 1, the waste of woods. The city never sleeps, blah, 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 blah. So take your time to check out your chapters, to all your content. In this case, let's go for chapter 2, the rabbit. In chapter 3, there we go, what is my word? What I can do now is to select this element and change it for subtitle of the chapter. So select the chapter number 1. There we go, the weight of woods, and do exactly the same thing as I am just getting started with it. So I select this stuff, I can change it for subtitle and do exactly the same thing there. So this is to make it a little bit more of formatting into my ebook. So if you think that there's something that needs to be changed, what you can do, of course, is to change this manually. For example, here, chapter 3, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Chapter 3, going to leave this as it is. Subtitle, delete this, and there we go. Now, if you want to, maybe what you can do is to try to make this a little bit more shorter, or your title, you think this is too, let's say, big enough, but remember that this is an actual Kindle ebook. So the Kindle ebook is designed to make this stuff, let's say, like more bigger for the person who actually read it, and they have the ability to make this shorter or bigger when they come to make the read of your book. So in my case, I only have 3 chapters to publish in, so I'm gonna just go all my way up, and once you checked out all of these elements that you're actually ready to go, let's go for export. Now, really important to choose the option that says KPF file. This is recommended for your Kindle book. So go for export. Directly here into the export, I have the name of my file. So I can totally suggest to you to enter the name of your book, The Fox and the Rabbit. Let's go under // under tab. And here I'm going to name the version of my book. In this case, since this is the first export I'm going to be doing, is the .1 version. Really important to always do this format to understand which is the version you are uploading. Let's go for export. So let's go for close. And now let's go back directly into Amazon KDP to make this process once again. Let's go into upload your manuscript. Now here I'm going to look out for my file, which in this case should be appearing as a folder, my KDF. I open it, and as you can see here, it is The Fox and the Rabbit 1.1. So I'm going to hit into open, and the uploading of my book is now being showing it after the upload has now been completed. So submission required. To complete the uploading your file, your pre-orders, please click it to save and continue, and go for continue. There you have it. Now, I have now the manuscript formatted. Thank you for submitting this formatting, and I have the Kindle ebook cover. Now we can use a cover creator to make my book cover and look really great. If you wanted to, you can just import it directly from the section of the Canva, but it must be a GPJ or a TIAFF. So for that, let's go for upload a cover you already have. Let's go back into Canva. Let's export this with Shell, download, and here for file type, look out for the option that says JPG. Now the size, I'm going to make this higher, and the quality should be 100. Let's go for download, and once your file has now been successfully downloaded, let's go back directly into the Kindle Create section, which in this case here it is. Now upload your cover file. I'm going to go for my downloads, and here's my cover. Now it says uploading. If you wanted to make sure that you are into the right size and there's nothing that it's outlined the submission, what you can do is to go into the cover creator to make your book cover and upload your own cover image though. For example, let's go for use cover creator and launched cover creator. So the cover creator is going to be helping you to create a cover creator totally for free. So let's go for don't show me this again. Let's go for continue, and then it's going to be asking you to select an image from the image gallery or to upload one from your computer. So let's go from my computer. I select my book cover. As you can see, here are some image-based designs. You can just use it, but check out how it actually looks now with my image-based design that I have just created. So choose the one that best suits for yourself. You can just go and choose, for example, this one. And then in this case, what I need to do is to delete the elements that I do or do not want to see. For example, the font. So into my font, I have the layout. So into this layout, I can just look out for the title and delete the elements that I do want it or do not want to see. There we go. Doesn't look that bad at all. Now, even what I can do is to choose these colors where it says primary colors. I'm gonna go for something whitey. There we go. And now my image should now be covered, created, and added. So I'm gonna scroll more down, and now this is the part, really important part you want to take in mind, which is the AI generated content. Amazon understands that the use of artificial intelligence is creating content. They know that. So you want to tell them that you use artificial intelligence tools to creating some text, images, and or translations in your book. Really important to check out this section that says yes if you've done the process that we did with ChatGPT. So here I'm going to go for text, let's say some section with minimal or no editing. Which tool did you used? Let's go for ChatGPT, for example. Images, non-images, and non-translations. So now here have the Kindle ebook preview. Now this is the part that is going to be really important to start with a launch previewer. This won't let you go into the next step before you check out your launch previewer. You needed to check out how it actually looks your booked into the actual Kindle. So when somebody check out your booked, when somebody purchase your book, it's going to be looking like this. So here is my cover, chapter 1, and check out how it actually looks to all the information about my booking. Chapter number 1 of my title, blah 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 blah, right? So if what I can do, of course, what I can totally suggest to you is to check out till the last text of your ebook. So when it comes to publishing this directly inside Amazon, you don't have any issues to grant that though. So you can see the margin actually looks really great. So that's one of the best things that I loved about creating with the Kindle Direct, because all of these margins are actually looking really great. You can change the font size, for example, to make this a little bit more smaller, and it actually still looks great. So here's actually how I'll be looking into a portrait vision where you can just look out for an escape. So as you can see, it says here, looking out really great. So with that being said, now there's no spelling errors, there's no image and issues, and I think we are ready to go. So if you think that this one looks great and everything looks correct, let's go for qualify. Now I go here back, and then I think that now I am ready to move on into the next step. So I have now checked out my manuscript with no problem though. We don't have an ISBN, which is a required element. So if you have one, you can add it there. If you don't have one, you don't have to worry about it. So let's go forward directly here into save and continue. The next step, of course, is to having the print preview tool. You can use the KDP print preview tool to ensure your book looks exactly how you want it. So this tool will show you how your book will appear in a print format if you wanted to print your Kindle ebook. This is not our case. So here I want to enroll my book into KDP Select. Now the KDP Select is free and 90-day program offer to Kindle ebooks. So this one allows to run discounts and participate into promotional Kindle Unlimited. This one can be helping us to, let's say, reach more readers and maximize your sales potential. So if you're just getting started, I can totally suggest you to enable the enroll my book into KDP Select to, let's say, get more chances to get your very first sales. Now into the territories, you can just focus into individual territories such as only United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and much more. But once again, if you're just getting started, focus into all the territories. But you want to take that in mind that the worldwide rights, if your book is original content, for example, if there's nothing copied from another work, whatever, it's going to be really important that you're publishing it for the first time. You most likely have the worldwide rights. So take that in mind before publishing it. My primary marketplace should be Amazon.com. This one is totally optional for you. Now scrolling a little bit down here, have the pricing, royalty, and the distributions. It's going to be really important to select a royalty plan and set up your Kindle ebook list prices below. So if I select 35% of all the sales, I of course needed to list one price here. For example, if I wanted to sell my book as just $1, for example, I'm going to be earning 35 cents per sale. So this is how I should be looking out the conversion of it. So take in mind that sometimes you might be having less or more sales depending on your royalty, on your distribution, on your marketing, and much more. So once you list all your prices, let's go for submit for the pre-order. And now it's now been successfully saved. If you have already uploaded a manuscript, you don't have to worry about that, because since we chose a pre-order, we can be able to change our manuscript till 1 week before the release of your book paperback. Now a paperback can be helping you to start with the same stuff, but it can be really awesome to buy your very first book, for example. So usually what we do is just to fill as much information as you can. For example, contributors, the description, the publishing rights, the primary audience, the marketplace. All of these elements should be added automatically. Now the last thing of course to do is to focus and to go for choose categories. I'm going to do exactly the same thing as we just did there. For example, let's go for romance, and down here I do have small town romance. Let's go once again though. I save my categories, scroll a little bit down, have the same publication rate, release date, and release my book for sale. Now I can just go for schedule my book released for the last day of September, as we just did into the other section. So let's go for received and continue. And now this is the next part that is going to be really important, the paperback content. The paperback content is of course how it's going to be looking your design, but now it's a paperback. So these are the printed options that you can choose. Black and white interior with cream paper, with white paper, colored or premium colored. Of course, the price is going to be changing as you're choosing different elements. So I'm going to go for the cream paper. It's going to be typical for fiction and memoirs, and just go and leave it as it is. Now the trim size, let's go for this bleed. I'm going to leave it as it is once again, and the glossy or matting. Now here is my manuscript. My manuscript once again should be my manuscript cost for here back into Amazon KDP. Let's go for closing. Let's go for yes, Kenzo, and I'm gonna open back again here my Kindle Create. So let's hit into open. This is gonna be something really important to do. Into your section of creating a new element, let's go for create new, select. Instead of adjustable, you can go for print replica. The print replica can be helping you to, of course, to having exactly the same aspect of your ebook, but even though this is just a short story and just an ebook that has no images and something really easy, I'm going to use exactly the same format. But if you have, for example, booking elements that have images and much more content, I can totally suggest you to use print replica and do exactly the same process we did back a few minutes ago. In my case, I'm going to use exactly the same manuscript. So I choose KDF, I choose the Fox and the Rabbit 101, it is now uploading, and now this is going to be a really tricky part, which is uploading your cover. with the actual new book cover element. So let's go for launched cover creator, and into my cover creator is going to be showing me a different cover creator element, but it's going to be giving me more stuff to play with. For example, for my computer, I can go for my downloads, and here was my cover as an ebook. But since this one is going to be printed out, I needed to make this much more higher, and this is how it should be looking. So as you can see, it actually looks a little bit different. So use with the front cover image. So I can go here for choose this design. And as you can see, I have the front page, and the back in here, I have something different. So I have the title. Go here. I can change or click into edit and select from my computer, and I can choose, for example, upload an image of myself and talk about who's the author and everything about yourself, right? And now let's go for a preview to check out how it's going to be looking our cover, but now into as a printing element. So as you can see, it says updating, and it might be taking a few minutes to do it. So building my cover, this might be taking a minute. Now, if you like what you're seeing here, or even if you don't like what you hear here, let's go back into choose my design. Let's go here back. And instead of focusing now into the Kindle cover, what you can do is to look out for some elements here that can be helping you to understand how would you like to upload your elements. So in here, into the paperback content, you can look out instead of the printing options of the book cover, you can go for upload a cover you already have. And here we have those your cover include a barcode. If left unchecked, I will add a barcode for you. So if you don't have a cover formatting guide, you can just click here assist cover formatting guide. So open a new tab, it's going to pop in a new tab, and this is how it should be checking out the paperback cover. So you're going to scroll a little bit down, and this is the spin measures for black and white ebooks. So the spin measure for color book, the spin text, formatting the cover background, the bleed, adding the images, adding the text, the color requirements, and uploading the existed cover. So I can use this information to paste it, of course, directly into Canva. So I can, of course, focus directly into the title, into the cover, weight, and height. Now with this print cover calculator and templates, I can scroll down and look out for download my template. So into my downloading of my template, what I can do now is to open it. And here we're going to be having a specific file that we can upload directly into the actual Canva. So this is the image, this is the paperback cover template left to right, and this is the back cover. So what I need to do, of course, is to open a new file directly here into Canva. And of course, let's go for import my files, or go back directly here into Canva. And then I have now the design of my file. I can go now into shop, download. Really important to choose a really higher size, and go for download as a JPG file. With this information, then what I can do now is to go back directly here into the KDP cover creator, and of course to upload a cover file using the cover creator. So I'm going to launch the cover creator. If you wanted to, of course, you can delete this template, so which in this case should be this one. So I'm going to delete it. There we go. Doesn't look that bad. Go back here, and when it says uploading, I can just go and choose a design and start from scratch. So I'm going to go back. Now if you wanted to, you can edit the title prior to released until this date, so there's no rush there, and still it's going to be looking great. Now AI generated content, I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. We're going to be using a little text. We have used ChatGPT, and of course we have used a few generated images. So I used Canva, and there's no translations. Now here, as you can see, it's now been saved. So usually here, what I just need to do is to make sure that everything looks correctly. And now I'm going to assign a free KDP ISBN. This is an actual file that can be helping us to distribute through Amazon and different partners. This cannot be used for another publisher or publishing service. If you have one, or you wanted to create one using another partner, you can do it so. But in my case, I'm going to be using one generated, of course, by Amazon. So here's my assigned free KDP ISBN and independently published. So take your time to check out how it actually looks. And in this case, it says please preview and approve this change before continuing. So let's go for launch previewer. And this one automatically will be saying that all our changes. So this won't let you continue unless you have now checking out how it actually looks the book into a launch previewer. Once you have finished done this process, it is time now to move on to the publishing and the promoting of your book. So the publishing and the promoting of your book is going to be after setting up your price. So review all the details to make sure everything is accurate and hit that publish button, and your book should be go live, of course, within the next 72 hours. Now we can use some marketing tools. So for example, once your book is live, it's time to promote it, it says. So what you can do is to go from some ads. So here you can see that your Kindle ebook appears now at live after a few days, and you can focus into promote and advertise it. So if you clicked in there, what you can do is to enroll into the KDP Select. The KDP Select is going to be helping you to enrolling into a new section directly here into the KDP. So you make your Kindle ebook exclusively only for Kindle. And it can be helping you, of course, to have more chances to getting started there. Now next we have a price promotion. For example, let's go for free book promotion. You can do this totally for free, of course, to create a new free book promotion. And here can go from a specific start date. For example, let's go for today, and the end date, let's go for back in 31 of August. So we only have free promotion days of 5 days. So I can go for save my changes. We are able to run a price promotion. This book is currently ineligible for countdown deal, so just in case you can cancel this if you prefer to run Kindle countdowns. If your free book promotion hasn't started yet, you'll wait until the next enrollment period, so blah blah blah. So here into the right part we have the ad campaign. You can of course run from Amazon.com, creating some ad campaigns, and this one should be taking you directly into the console of the campaign of Amazon. Here what you can do is to start by doing something much more advanced when it comes to checking out some ads. For example, choose a specific campaign type. If this is for a specific product, or you want to promote your brand with Abba, so in this case I'm going to go for a product listing. So go for continue, and here you have a custom text ad. You can go for an standard ad, and here is my products. For example, I select this one. Here's my ad group name, so let's go for book number 1. And down here have the targeting. I can manually target people who are focusing directly into, let's go here, for example, here have the keyword researcher. I can add enter listing separately about new lines, so I go for people who are related into romance, romantic, urban romance, love, and all those keywords, right? So we can add all these keywords, and you can see that we have a specific beat here. So take your time to fill as much information as you possibly can. And here's the campaign dynamic free beats. Usually what we do is to go for fixed beats, so you can understand what is exactly the placement. So the rest of the search, your product pages. Now here's the setting when you want to get started, and the country and your daily budget. In my case, my suggested daily budget is going to be $12. So go for $12. You have less for that. Let's go for only $2. And my estimated cost is going to be changing depending on how much money I do have. But that will be how we can actually get started then. I'm going to go back into my campaigns, so you can check out that here. Back into your campaigns, you can check out more, for example, your marketing, how many people clicked into your link, how many people check out the overview of your stuff, and that will be actually it. So congratulations guys, because now you have successfully have the very first step toward becoming a published author into Amazon KDP. So I'm going to hit now back directly into the Amazon KDP, so where we actually at. So basically we have covered everything from the brainstorming to your idea of publishing directly and promoting it directly your book into the Amazon KDP. So we have just started to manage from the idea, checking out using the ChatGPT, creating our very first manuscript, creating different chapters, designing our actual new element of our cover page. We have created a hard paper page, of course. Also, we have checked out the cover calculator. We have just added directly into our first bookshelf, and well, that is how we can actually have done this process. Now, if you find this tutorial helpful, guys, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Express, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and if you have any questions or need further clarification, you can leave it into the comments below. Remember that all the time, this is the Amazon Help Center into the upper side, so they can be helping you to figure out what is the main deal with the verification, the improved conduct, the change of KDP categories, and much more stuff. Once again, you have the link down below in the description so you can check out the Amazon Kindle webpage, the Kindle Direct Create that you can use to make some manipulations of your manuscript, and Canva Pro free for the next 30 days. So once again, guys, thank you for watching the video. Remember that every success author started where you are now, so keep writing, keep learning, don't be afraid to hit that publish button. And well, thanks for watching once again, happy publishing, and see you next time.